everyone, it's Shar. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a mods video. To be honest with you, I don't do these videos very often and I don't plan to, but because I'm a legacy player, there are quite a few mods that I rely on for family gameplay, more realism, and I'm going to walk you through what I consider to be my core mods. And there's going to be about 4 mods that we're going to go through, and I'm just going to jump right in. I won't be including my base mods, which are MC Command Center and UI cheats, which I just think are your basic game management mods. Let me know if you're interested in hearing more about those mods. But for now, we're going to start with our McNeil family. So this is the McNeil family. This is Simone and her husband Xavier and their teen daughter Janie. So I'm going to start with the relationship and pregnancy overhaul, because what this gives you the ability to do is have more in-depth conversations with your Sims and their partners. So for example, I'm thinking that Simone would actually really like to have another child. So she's going to have a conversation with her husband, and it seems like that's something that he's open and receptive to. So the relationship pregnancy overhaul mod really takes over a lot of the relationships in The Sims 4. Anything to do with family relationships, it all happens here. You can have fertility. So what this mod does is that it adds a fertility percentage so that each time your Sims woohoo or try for baby, they won't necessarily get pregnant, right? It depends on their fertility and what their level of fertility is. She can go and get a bunch of things, right? Like she doesn't want a kid, she can have birth control. If she needs to evaluate her fertility, she's going to do that. So I'm going to say it's been a while since she's had a baby, and she would go to the doctor and get a checkup on how she is doing. And because Xavier is a little bit older than Simone as well, I'm going to say he just wants to check that everything is good as well, so you can go and visit the doctor. So Xavier and Simone are back. So for Simone, she is more fertile than average, so she doesn't have to worry, and she wouldn't have any issues during pregnancy, and she'd be able to give natural birth. Xavier's all good as well. Now is not the time for the stupid welcome wagon. Okay, so since they're all good, I'm gonna have him try for pregnancy with Simone. Their fertility levels are fine. I don't care about the welcome wagon. They've tried for the baby, and I'm gonna show you that fertility really does play a role in how they're able to get pregnant. So they may have decided that they would like to have another baby, but it may not work out for them. So one thing I love is that you have the option to override the pregnancy test, which they don't even do any of this. This is the mod where she actually has a pregnancy test that she's pulling out and using, and then she'll have a reaction on the news of a baby. I can't remember if this is realistic childbirth or relationship of pregnancy. So she's not pregnant. That didn't work for them. So let's say that they've been trying for a long time. This is not their first time trying for a baby. They've visited doctors and stuff, but they don't have any fertility issues. So she's sad because she wasn't able to conceive, and it's been harder than they've been planning. So what I love about this mod is just like how in-depth it is. So for example, they've been trying for a while. The doctors are saying everything is totally fine. So she can ask if they would like to have a baby through a surrogate, or if they want to go for artificial insemination. Simone suggested that she and Xavier should have a baby through a surrogate. What does Xavier think? I'm going to say that he's not interested in that. I don't think that's a good idea right now. So you can see it just adds so much more depth and dynamic. And this is literally just the pregnancy aspect. So he's thinking, oh, like, no, let's try again. So I'm going to have him go out for a fertility treatment, which is something that he's able to do with this mod. Reproductive health. And he can go and purchase a fertility potion, and then Simone can also get a fertility treatment. And she can also check her fertility level right now. So I'm gonna say, well, Xavier is getting the fertility potion, and she has a reaction. It was a difficult request to make, but Simone had hopes that her partner would understand why this matters to her, the opportunity it represents for her to have the child she wishes for, and what a cruel disappointment that her partner refused. So just so much emotional depth here. So he's gonna order a fertility potion, which I'm pretty sure he's already done. Just pops right into the inventory instead of, doing all the things that you have to do to get a fertility potion. So he's going to drink that, and then his chances of starting a pregnancy are higher. Okay, and Simone's risk of pregnancy per woohoo is 31%. So it's not the highest that it could be, but Xavier's has a fertility potion, and maybe they're thinking they're going to try again. Dedicate it to them and their journey to get pregnant. And it actually is a journey instead of, try for baby. And then it's always a guarantee that you will have a baby. So they've done the deed. Let's have her take that pregnancy test again. And you see her reaction is so sweet and so cute. Yay! So she's immediately off to view the painting. I think she should actually tell her husband. So she can go, and you see now she has all these other options, right? She can enthuse about the pregnancy. She can worry about changes to her body during pregnancy. She can do all of the things, and it just adds so much more richness to the experience. They're talking about how they want to decorate the nursery. They can go to early pregnancy or early parenthood class. They can provide for the baby. They can do all of the things. And then, of course, she also has interactions and options with her daughter. So she can ask if she wants siblings. She can talk to her daughter openly about her fertility journey and that she has a negative test. But nope, there is a baby on the way. And Janie can decide whether or not she would like a new sibling. And I'm going to say she's fine with it. But if she wasn't, there would be a lot more complicated interactions with the game and all of the things. There is more to the relationship of pregnancy overhaul. For now, I've just been focusing on things like fertility, but you would have seen the other menus. I'm going to show you now the realistic birth mod while she's still in the pregnancy phase. So one option with the realistic birth mod is one of my favorites is during pregnancy, you can, of course, select your birthing options. So you can go the classic Sims route, the surgery machine, when they like pull your Sim's heart out and all of that. She can have a natural delivery, which just means like she's going to give birth in the hospital, which is a very long and intensive labor. She can have a C-section or she can do a home birth. I'm going to opt for a natural delivery. It tells you all about the process. So it's just a way for her to give birth, go into labor, just wait for her body to be ready. And the average length can vary from hours to days. And you can try exercising on a birth ball, taking a walk, all the stuff. We're going to choose this option. But the thing that I want to show you is that this option also has this amazing mod, which I freaking love, this amazing aspect to the mod, and that is getting an ultrasound. You can actually go to an ultrasound appointment. This is with Get to Work, and see her baby. I'm gonna have her bring Xavier. So this is what it looks like. This is the CCU placed down. I'm gonna have her choose her preference. She doesn't want to know what the baby is, but she would like to check on the baby. She can choose her obstetrician, and they will go and do a full scan. And this is the cutest freaking thing ever. If you've ever seen my Let's Plays where my Sim has been pregnant, and you wonder how I do the ultrasound thing, this is the realistic birth mod, and that's how I'm able to do it in the game. They have a real conversation about what to expect, how the pregnancy is going, and then he starts to scan. You can see he actually rubs it all over her belly, and there is an actual image that pops up on screen. And for me, I find this it gives me such a deeper connection to my Sims because I'm actually like happy for them, and it feels more realistic to me that she gets to experience all these aspects of pregnancy. And look at how excited she is to see her baby for the first time. And of course, the talking interactions as well just makes it seem like he's having a conversation. And look, he's pointing, showing her what he sees and how the baby is doing. And of course, her husband is there watching it. Well, she's expecting twins, 2 healthy babies, but it doesn't reveal the birth gender of the baby. But what she does get is this super cute ultrasound, which I'm someone who loves to have like family gallery walls in The Sims. She can buy a frame for this, and it's super cute, and I just freaking love it. And I want to show you a little bit more in depth of some of the options she can do now that she is pregnant, right? So we've went over that she can do about the pregnancy. They can go to an early parenthood class, which they actually do go. When she's later in her pregnancy, they can do things like delivery classes. And here's the thing, she can decide that if she doesn't want the baby, she can discuss putting the child up for adoption, right? That's an option. She can discuss putting the child up for adoption if you're telling a different story. Maybe this was an accidental pregnancy and your Sim doesn't want to have the baby. As it is, you can't really give your Sims up for adoption. They can get taken away. But with this mod, you have the option to give away your baby for adoption. You have the option to give away your child for adoption. You have so many options that you can explore with the mod. And I'm going to show you a little bit more of it, but with a different perspective. So we'll put a little hold on that. Wow, and just like that, Simone is in in labor. So it works just like it would be if she was in labor any other time. She would just click have baby at the hospital. That's her birth plan, and we're gonna go with her. Welcome to the clinic. Okay, here's one of my favorite parts of the mod. Obviously, it's a realistic birth mod, so it's focusing pretty heavily on pregnancy and everything around that. There's more to the mod, which I'll show you in a moment, but she could actually, while she's in labor, do things to help the labor along. So she has this exercise ball she can use. So she'll just kind of bounce on it, get some stretches, help her move along with labor. She's also having contraction pains. Her contractions are definitely uncomfortable, but they're manageable for now. And she's really nervous because she doesn't know what to do or what to think. And then she wanted a calm and relaxing birth, but she's feeling super anxious. But she's still in love from seeing her baby on the ultrasound. Some other options is that the partner can actually support with birth, so they can do things like sway together. Ooh, and you can see her water just broke while she was on the ball. You see he's supporting her through the labor. If you were telling a real story with this would be so much fun. I know, I've done it. Waiting for the baby, doing the sway, you can see he's supporting her back. There's so much with this, and I just freaking love it. Things she could also do is she could ask her husband for a back massage on this ball. You'll see he'll give her a back massage while she's gently swaying and rolling on the ball, and so much more realistic than sitting on the surgery machine. There is a full labor and delivery process where both parents are involved in it. Now she's feeling more confident because she's managing her contractions well, and she has the support of her husband. There is so much more to the realistic birth mod than what you see in screenshots, right? Where it's just a woman giving birth vaginally. It is very detailed, but there is a lot more to it with family support, partner support, being in the hospital. You can have a home birth, you can give birth in bed. Like, there's so much more to it, and I just really enjoy it. And of course, there is a whole wide process here. She has the option to talk to her obstetrician, ask the obstetrician to check her dilation. You can see that actually happens. She's only 3 centimeters. You can also ask for an epidural, and wait till you see this. This one is so cool. I freaking love it because she actually pulls out a needle, right? And then she turns around, it goes into her spine. Like, it's so detailed. She thinks the contractions are too painful, but it's a good thing she's gotten the epidural, so she is feeling pain relief. And while she can be here for hours, because she's only 3 centimeters dilated, you can also cheat that your sim gives birth. In case you don't want to be there for 400 years, I'm going to bring her partner into the room. And while people may think this is too graphic, I personally think it's very realistic to what childbirth is actually like. I won't go down because we're still on YouTube. It's actually giving birth, and she's getting coached through it. Her husband normally would interact, but we'll leave him alone. She has to push. It usually takes about 70 sim minutes for her to give birth. It's a boy. It's another boy. We'll stay up here. Just know that the baby is being pulled from her, and they actually get skin to skin. Look, she gets to hold her son and both of her sons. So freaking cute. Of course, she's immediately given birth. Something that's been added to the realistic birth mod is lactation and breastfeeding, formula, all of that stuff. So I'm going to show you a little bit of it just to make the feeding process more involved. I do this a lot in my family dynamics let's play, and I really love it. I think it adds another layer of difficulty to not only newborns but also infants, because your sim has to pump and they have to make the bottles, and it's not just like, it can be the bottles coming out of thin air, but the whole idea that she is lactating after the delivery, she's not able to pump a lot of milk, so they're supplementing with formula, and this changes for everyone, right? Like, my sim and family dynamics page, milk supply on like 1 billion. Like, she always has to pump. It makes it very uncomfortable for her if she isn't able to. But Simone here is having a low yield, and she's struggling with breastfeeding, and you can see she has moodlets and things that will impact her, but thankfully she was able to get enough milk from the other side. They will get things like uncomfortable boobs, feeling like aching. You can see she actually makes the formula. I mean, the microwave's in her way, but she's scooping the formula in, she's adding the hot water, she's getting ready to feed her baby, and I genuinely just love that. And of course, now she has both of the bottles in her inventory. She notes that the yellow one is her breast milk and the blue one is formula, and that makes it so that both of the parents can be involved in the feeding process. So she can come and feed Carlos breast milk, and then Xavier can come and feed him formula milk. The last part of the relationship for pregnancy overhaul, she has the option to lie to him about who the baby is. If I was playing a more dramatic story, I could do all of that. There's also makeup and breakup, that when they separate, they have the option to kind of amend it. So I'm going to say demand a temporary separation. Maybe, you know, she's struggling right now. Their relationship is on the rocks. Don't know why I'm making this up. It's a mod video. I've got to show you the mods. They're temporarily separated. So I just wanted to do that to show you all of the options that you do have when you do that. So you see a whole new menu pops up with separation. You can reconciliate. You can apologize for past mistakes. You can have peaceful negotiations, all of the things. And it's going well. You know, they're mad at each other, but they have so many options. You can discuss the children's future. Like, this mod is so huge, I can't even fathom how to do it all in one video. I'm gonna say for now, she's gonna ask him to go stay somewhere else. And she's kicking him out. He's gonna accept to stay somewhere else for a little while. And this essentially just sends him on a vacation, but they actually get out of your household. I'm gonna say he's gonna go stay in San Sequoia for a couple of days. That's how he moves out of the household, and she is feeling pretty upset about it, but she feels out of sight, out of mind. You can see I don't have the option to control him anymore. He's technically out of my household, so I can't tell him what to do. I can't control him at all. And that's what I love about this mod. It's not just he's on vacation, but I can still control him. I now have no control over the story that happens on his end. But what I want to show you here is, I'm going to say they can't make it up. They cannot make up. It's going to be an amicable separation and a life crisis. That's why I just need to change. I'm sorry. Truthfully, it's just a mod video. Too much work or too little. Maybe it means we're not good together, and she's putting an end to her romantic relationship, and she also needs to pump because her boobs really hurt. He refused to separate amicably, which they can do. He can be like, no, I hate you, which he decided that that's what he was. Now I'm gonna have Simone travel to go see Xavier. Xavier has now moved into this big, beautiful house. And while we're here, we need to decide on custody of the child or go to court. So let's see what he's agreeable to. We've got to decide on the custody of our babies and our daughter. More love lost. We're gonna decide on the custody of Janie first. Simone's gonna have custody of Janie. We're gonna decide on the custody of Carlos, Simone, and then D'Angelo, Simone. We got to go settle the splitting of the estate. That's all agreed. He's agreed that Simone should have primary custody, and then she could ask to take for a child for visit, which Xavier is also able to do. But they're going to court to settle all of this. They went to settle the estate, and the divorce official decided that Xavier should receive funds from Simone and made sure that subsequent financial transfer was enacted, meaning he took all of her money. That's what happened. He gets this big, beautiful house and all of Simone's money, and they can't actually finalize the divorce now because she doesn't have sufficient funds. There's a million more things I could show you with the relationship of pregnancy overhaul, split agreements, and stuff like that. There's only one more thing I want to show you though. Would you look at that? Janie is pregnant. So here's the thing that Jamie can do with the relationship and pregnancy overhaul. Obviously, Simone has no idea what's going on, right? She's been super involved with having a baby and divorcing her husband and getting bitten by her baby. All of these things, right? So Janie is here giving birth to the baby she was not expecting. So Noah, her boyfriend, gets to be with her throughout this. Yes, he's in our household just because I needed him to be. It's a girl. Her name is Ariel. And they get to have this moment so she could discuss putting child up for adoption as she hands the baby to him. Baby Ariel has glitched out of existence, but the game says that she's there. Do you see her? So she's discussing with Noah putting the baby up for adoption, and Noah understands it's a yes. Whether or not he would agree letting go of their child, he understands, and it's a yes. This is not an option that's even in the game remotely without this mod. So Janie put her child up for adoption through the Sim foster care system. It will free, but it will not. It's free, but it won't allow her to choose her family. Or through the Sim World agency for a $5,000 fee. We're gonna choose the Sim World agency, and we're gonna give Ariel to the Lewis household. And so Ariel has been adopted, and that's everything I want to show you with this mod. We're tired of babies crying, so I'm gonna travel with Noah. Okay, she's at the park with Noah, just needs to get out of the situation she was in. And to show you with the adoption, she doesn't go away from her panel. She actually stays adopted, but that means she always has the option for reconciliation. And the last thing I want to show you, if you are someone who also plays legacy challenges in The Sims 4, and that is Little Miss Sam's More Away options. When you're playing a legacy challenge, you're often playing multiple Sims because while you're transitioning to the next generation, you might still be working on previous skills, or you have your Sims get invited out to things, but you're trying to work on something. So what the More Away options does is normally this only has a couple of options, right? It gives you the option to tell your Sim to socialize with someone, to make friends with neighbors, right? In the case of Simone, we can also tell Simone to build a skill, say that she was a legacy Sim and I needed her to build up her acting. Now, while I'm here playing with Janie, Simone is at home and you can see she is building her acting skill. So I just find that this is really, really valuable if you are just trying to tell a story, but you have multiple Sims. So if I wanted Simone to have a romantic relationship, I could tell her to go on a date with one of these people and she would be doing that in the background and building a relationship with that person while I'm playing with one main character. Unfortunately, Janie is still lactating, so she is struggling with that. But this video has already been so freaking long. These are the 3 core mods that I play when it comes to playing with a legacy challenge. Let me know if you want to hear about any of the other mods that I use in my game. That just makes it more fun. So as always, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know if you end up playing with any of these mods. As always, you download mods at your own risk. You download anything for your game at your own risk. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!